Welcome back to another episode of Put On a Headset, a weekly podcast where a car's full worth of friends chill here, and honestly, it's an excuse for us to talk about our sexual tensions. That being said, we're here hosting this week's episode with Manu.
Yo, what's up?
We got Salty over here.
Hello.
Then we got Luna.
Stan Luna.
And it's your boy Claro.
Hey.
I'm this week's host, Beta, and today we're going to be talking about our sexual tensions.
What?
So as you guys know, this month is No Nut November. And you know what that means? That means we have to embrace the nostalgia boner.
Bro, you failed already. I already know you failed.
We have to
We don't
let it
talk
out
about that.
We're letting it out somehow.
Through our mouths or
Canceling Salty aside, and that being said, this week we're going to be talking about our origin of video games.
You know, we can't talk about regular boners. We can talk about nostalgia boners.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about nostalgia boners. Specifically, how we first got into video games. You know, I always just grew up with video games. Like, for as long as I can remember, I always grew up in a household that had video games. My brother had a little Tetris machine before they actually had it on the app. So it was like a brick where you could just play Tetris.
the one with like the 2 AA battery.
It was
Yes.
like a thick ass, like Game Boy Color, basically. But
Yes,
only Tetris.
exactly.
It was literally just a hunk of fucking plastic with an LED screen and then 2 AA batteries.
That's exactly
AA
what it
battery.
was. But my brother always had that Tetris thing. My other brother, he had a Game Boy Advance. Not the SP, the one that closes, but he had like the battery
the
one.
whole purple
Like the brick.
Damn.
The OG
I had one
brick.
of those too.
And that's where I think I got my first introduction to video games, because the very first game I remember playing was actually Pokemon Silver. That was my introduction to the gaming franchise. Maybe that's why I like Johto. But
Did
anyways,
somebody say Johto?
nostalgia boners aside.
Nostalgia. Well, that explains why you defend it so much. Which is
Yeah.
nostalgia boner.
Anyway, this week isn't about you, it's about me. Well, it just started from there. What started off as a little Game Boy addiction, I spiraled out to a video game addiction.
A crippling addiction.
A crippling
that
addiction.
ruins college grades.
Yeah, it started
Damn.
with me just like borrowing without permission my brother's Game Boy and kind of just, playing it on the DL.
I remember doing that shit too, because both my brothers had the Game Boy Advance, right? And it'd always be like, my mom was such a she'd yeah, we were playing it when she wouldn't let us. She would steal the whole Game Boy, and like she'd actually steal it. Like you wouldn't get it back for months.
Damn.
And the only way we'd get it back is we found where she hid it. So it usually would just be like in some
parents
random.
do the same
Yeah,
shit.
it usually just be like in a random jacket, like deep in the closet. And like one day we'd be like, oh hey, I found it. But it's like if one was lost, we had the other one at least. But it felt like we never had the two at the same time.
So then what? Like if she saw you using it again, she'd be like, alright, that's fine.
She'd be like, why the fuck you still playing it like 5 hours later? I'd be like under the bed, like prone, like playing it so that they wouldn't see me using it.
I remember I used to hide underneath my bed for the longest time just with my Game Boy. So whenever my brother came in, he'd be like, where the hell is he? Not knowing that I was just hiding.
Bro, in the sun, it hit different.
No, not like that.
It hit different in the summer when you're just under there, dust is in the air, but it's like 90-degree heat. You're trying to stay quiet as much as possible. Meanwhile,
You can hear how the fucking Game Boy somehow making a sound.
bro, I used to be so hyper aware of that, just like the clicking.
Yeah,
Just thinking so like the clicking. Or did you guys ever do the thing where you played in bed and then
You
they'd
use
come-
like the blankets to cover up the sound?
No, I play like underneath the blankets, but whenever they come in, I just be like limp,
Slump.
slump. But yeah, it's funny you talk about Pokemon because I think I'm not gonna shit on Johto. Calm down. This is a safe day today.
We're all
But
friends here.
some of my earliest memories was Pokemon Emerald on the Game Boy Advance. Bro, you leave my Emerald alone.
Let's go, bro.
Cause my brother had it. Cause I still remember the day he got it. Actually, it was like at a Walmart, and I was like 4 at the time. He got Pokemon Emerald. I was either 4 or 5. My parents never really bought us stuff like that unless it was like a big reward. And I think he was just like doing really well in school, so they bought him it. But I remember I played the shit out of Pokemon Emerald, and I never knew anything about the story. I always played the game after it was done, and I remember I would just grind on that game, basically with like no purpose whatsoever, just to like get like a level 100 team of my own. And then once I was done, I was like, next level 100 team. And then I also remember playing the Battle Frontier a lot in that game because I was just like a challenge, so it didn't need like extensive amounts of training, but I still remember putting like hours and hours into that thing. I probably dropped like 100 hours into a game that I never played the campaign of myself. And then I don't know if you guys remember this weird ass game, but there was like this Game Boy Advance Crash Bandicoot game that it was like a platformer, but it also had like Crash Racing on it, but like game.
I know
Oh yeah,
exactly.
tag team racing.
No,
It was a
tag team
different
racing.
one.
Was it not the one that you fused into them?
No, it was a
no.
Game Boy game.
Oh.
Yeah, a Game Boy game. So it was like
Nitro Fuel?
No,
that was a racing game, yes.
that was a racing game, yeah.
But then it also had the platformer that paired along with it.
Yeah, I think it's called. It was called the Crash Super Pack. It was Nitro
Yes.
Kart and Entranced. And Entranced was just like the weirdest fucking platformer ever.
That was fun.
I just played a shit ton of on the Game Boy, like on trips and everything. And I remember specifically that at the end of it, throughout the entire like worlds that you go through, there's like these like hidden collectibles. Like they're just like different kinds of gems, right? And then when you get to the very end of the entire world, there's like secret levels or rewards if you collected 100% of like the respective gems. And I remember I never finished any of them.
Like that extra world at the very end.
Yeah.
That opened up as you got.
Like there was
everything
like
else.
3 worlds, 3 levels probably you got for completing those things. Now I think I only ever unlocked one. I never could have 100% the game because this was like pre-guides and everything, so I couldn't like just like look up how to fucking grind out the extra collectibles. So it was just like I always ended up playing that game so much just because it was like teasing me in a sense. It was like, here's the levels that you're not good enough to get.
Well, I mean, aside from the handheld consoles, my first breakthrough in terms of video games, I remember it so clearly. Aside from the Game Boy, my parents got my brother a 360 for Christmas, I think.
Ooh.
And the very first game I got on that was Bionicle Heroes.
Bro, fuck yeah.
No, don't. Bionicle Heroes and Viva Pinata Party Animals.
Yo, fuck yeah, dude, let's go.
Bro, I love Viva Pinata, bro.
Full of.
I remember getting the Viva Pinata game.
No disrespect though on the Bionicle. My fucking first PS3
Don't
game was a
disrespect
fucking
Bionicles.
Bakugan game.
Oh my.
Wait a minute, what?
What?
There's a Bakugan game.
Yeah, there's
Yeah, there was a
Bakugan
couple. I think there was one that just came out too.
I remember Bionicles being just the coolest shit growing
I
up.
think there's a Bakugan.
You couldn't
Weren't
have
they
grown up
Lego?
without Bio.
Yeah, they were like
Yeah.
Lego, but they were the cool Lego. They were the edgy Lego.
Yeah, that's
I low key want to
true.
collect them now that I'm an adult, but if you try to find like a good one now,
I'm trying to drop $200.
oh yeah, fuck that.
They're like anime figures now.
Yeah, I remember-
$220.
I remember
pop.
going over to Beta's house just to play Viva Pinata as a kid, because I was just like, he has nothing to offer me because I have video games at home,
Dude.
but he has Viva Pinata.
I had Viva Pinata Racing, Viva Pinata World, and
Oh,
regular Viva
Fuck is-
Pinata.
Oh.
Okay, I don't know what Viva Pinata
It's
is.
the-
You've
like a-
never heard of Viva
You've
Pinata?
never heard of
literally
Viva Pinata?
gardening and everything.
No, I've
it's
never
literally
heard
just
of
a
that.
party game, but you
Yeah.
play as pinatas.
If you want to know how bad that addiction got, there's this one achievement that's called like practice makes perfect, and you only get it for playing like 5 hours straight. And I remember I got it with like the first week of playing that game. It was
Because
bad.
it's so addicting.
It's so
much good stuff
addicting,
that
and
you
like
do.
back then I was what, like 10? 10-year-old me didn't know better.
all the time in the world,
The
basically.
the tiki dude really sucked though.
Oh
Always destroying
my
my
God.
pinatas.
And that's how your luck, because you never grew up with a Nintendo console, really. Like a
No,
home
like
console.
an actual home console. No, I didn't grow up. So that means I've never played classics like 64. Never played Ocarina of Time until I played it on the 3DS. And like I basically missed out on the very first 2 generations of gaming, and I was kind of late to it.
I mean,
But
to
I
be
mean-
fair, you're young.
Yeah, I'm fairly.
It's not like you abstained from it.
Mhm.
like
I
for-
mean, I didn't have a choice. I guess that's a better way to say it.
Like for me,
Damn, bro.
my introduction was the GameCube because I still remember it vividly. It was like a family gift, but in retrospect, I used it the most. So it's basically a gift for me. It was like 04, I think. I was like 4 years old at the time. I got a GameCube for Christmas, and it was one that come with 2 controllers and Mario Kart Double Dash. And I remember that shit like carried me for so long because I don't know if you guys remember back then, but they didn't save your progress if you didn't have a memory card.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I'd have to, like, there'd be nights where we would just marathon that game, and it would just be, let's unlock all the levels, and in the process, we will have played all the levels in one night.
Yep. That's exactly
'Cause
what
that's
I had to
something-
do with the game.
Because that's something I still do today with, like, Mario Kart 8, is I love to just put on random all the levels, and just see how far I can get into it until I get tired of it. And I usually get, like, super far into it before them, but it's like, back then it was basically just, let's unlock all the levels, and in the process, play all the levels, because we can't do anything else with it.
Because the memory card.
And I don't think I ever got a memory card until we bought because that Christmas I also got Melee as like its own game.
So were you the type that would just like turn off the TV but not the console so you could still?
Bro,
yes.
I would try to, but my mom cleans the house like every day,
Oh.
so she'd come by, she'd be like, "Why the fuck is this on?" Or she'd like unplug it or something. Yeah, and I'd come back and I'm just like,
Dude, I had a
you don't
friend
understand.
that fucking, he had Shadow the Hedgehog, and every time I would go to his house, that's all we would play from beginning to start.
Yeah.
Then we would play multiplayer.
Yeah, like Melee, you would just like farm games so that you could unlock someone. Like it'd be a hype day if you got to the challenger approaches screen. And then aside from that, like I mainly grew up on those 2 games and Battle for Bikini Bottom, which was the
There it is.
the SpongeBob platformers. Bro, but that game was just like it was so much like as a kid like to be happy about because it's like, do you ever like think about like a franchise game that actually stuck with you like memorably like in
Bionicle
any way?
Heroes.
Was it Was it actually a good game though? Like, would you go back to play it today?
I wanted to, but I've never actually gone out of my way to buy a purchase.
Because like at least for
Like,
Battlefield Bikini
purchase
Bottom,
another
like
copy.
I still think it's like a super solid 3D platformer, and it was probably like the first. Because I played that game before I played Sunshine on the GameCube, so it was like my first experience with a 3D platformer. It just holds up so well that even like to this day I still connect that same GameCube and play the exact same copy of Battlefield Bikini Bottom like at least once a year. It's kind of like an experience that I want to like relive, and it's possible to like recapture. So like, that's something I definitely hold on to a lot because of the nostalgia. And then another game I remember specifically from that era is Luigi's Mansion.
Yo.
Bro, no, but the thing is, I never owned Luigi's Mansion until like 4 years ago, right?
You borrowed it?
No, I would rent it from the library when the library still had games. And I remember for like 5 years, I kept renting Luigi's Mansion. I couldn't get to the second boss ever because I think there's a part where you have to go into like the basement. You have to like hit like a switch or something.
Yeah.
No, it's not that part. It's like you unleash Boos into the house and you have to catch like 5.
Oh.
And I remember I would always get to that part as a kid, and I'd be like, "What the fuck am I supposed to do now?" Because the map doesn't tell you where to go or
Yep,
anything.
it's just, you do this.
And it's like it just told you once that you have to catch the boost, and I would explore like what was closed off, and so like as a kid I built up like this weird mental image of like, well, but what's in the rest of the house? I've only ever seen like the first floor, like what's the rest of the house like? So then like once I got like my first part-time job when I was like 16, one of the first things that I bought was like an actual physical copy of Luigi's Mansion because I just never had one growing up, and so it's just like once I got to that point I was just like, bro, I'm about to unlock the rest of this shit. I'm about to look up on the internet how to get past here. I finally got past it, and it's like a 6-hour game realistically. But even then I was kind of like, I just had my mind blown the whole time. And it was just like one of those weird things where like nostalgia painted an image in my head, and then later on in life I kind of like finished the image in a sense. Like it kind of came full circle because it was like something that I finally got to fully experience, and it was like 10 plus years in the making basically for me to finally get past the second boss.
Well, what about you, Luna? Any games you played growing up?
I did.
Wow,
So
you
I-
played games growing up?
I know, right?
I just
Like,
had
holy
I just had
fucking
Club
shit.
Penguin in the school library.
Oh shit!
So
Bro, do you remember that?
Yes.
The fucking playing the disco dancing game in the middle of bro,
When you had a membership, you were the shit. You
Yeah, I
you
get it.
popular
Holy
for a
flexed
week.
on everyone else in that fucking school.
Dude, searching up like fucking clubpenguinmembership.com.
Back to Luna.
We'll come back to that in a sec.
wow.
He can't relate.
So I got my start on Xbox.
Original?
Yeah, the OG.
Oh, shit.
Like
Ooh.
it was one of my mom's friend zoned guys at the time. I only found this out like 2 weeks ago too.
So
it was,
he was-
funny as hell because
so
I
he
thought
was-
they were dating, but she was like, "No, I just friend zoned the shit out of him," and I'm like, "Bro, he bought your son an Xbox."
We're gonna cuff them on the
So he
spot.
was just like simping
Yeah.
to try to get her?
I guess.
Now he wasn't simping back then because simping wasn't a word back
He was
then.
whipped back then.
He was whipped back then.
What's your mom's Insta?
Anyway, that's not funny.
He just pulled up. He just pulled up like, "Hey, does your son need a memory card?"
But I don't remember anything I played. I think I played the first Diablo, but I'm not sure.
So you started
because
with,
it
like-
was like definitely a Diablo type game. I just don't remember what the fuck it was because I was like 4.
So you just started with like rated M games then, huh?
Yeah,
Jeez.
dude,
You
violent
didn't start
games have
with
been in my
Conquer
life
Bad Fur Day?
for like literally as long
What-
as I can remember.
To be fair, I remember playing like Call of Duty, the big red one, and Medal of Honor when that was the thing.
Oh,
I
yeah.
played those too. But I also had a PlayStation 1, and I played really fucking weird games. I still have some of them too. I was going through my shit.
Yeah, I keep
and
on mine too.
I think there was one like Turbo something 6, and I was like, there were 6 of these?
Oh shit.
Did you ever have that like the demo discs that's just like 8 different
Yeah,
demos?
I have
Yeah.
like
PlayStation has shit ton
And
of
then,
those.
and then it was just like 1 or 2 games you actually wanted to play, and then like 6 rechecks attached to it.
Some of them
But-
are pretty fire games.
that I played with my cousin. Then there was my Dreamcast that my stepdad gave me when him and my mom started dating. And with that, I had Sonic Adventure 2,
Okay.
Jet Set Radio,
I see you.
and House of the Dead.
Let's
I-
go.
And I loved all 3 of them. Ah, Selby!
The point and shoot one is
To think my man wasn't raised with Sonic Adventure 1. It's pain.
Oh, I had Sonic Adventure 1 too, but it broke.
Bro, I remember I broke Kingdom Hearts when I was like 8, and I just never finished the game because of it. I got like into like the Little Mermaid world,
Yeah.
and then one day I was just like crawling around my room on my knees for some reason. The disc was just out, and I just stepped on it,
You mean
and then it was just kind of like, damn, Kingdom Hearts 1's broken. I have Kingdom Hearts 2, but how the fuck am I gonna know what's going on? My little kid brain was like, how am I gonna play 2 without finishing 1? I just won't play either of them.
Oh my god.
There's a lot in between 1 and 2.
Have you ever heard of 1.5?
You ever heard about Dream Drop Distance?
Anyway.
But I didn't have a save card with my Dreamcast. So every time I had to play all 3 of those games from the beginning, which I didn't mind because I really, really liked the soundtracks for Jet Set Radio and Sonic Adventure 2 based on the first episode. Wow.
Who would have guessed?
Wow, go back and watch the first one.
If we release it.
But House of the Dead was really like the one like sleeper hit for me because I played that one probably the most actually. But I sucked at it because I was just like, you know, I'm fucking, how old was I? I had to have been 8.
Bro, just aim.
Bro, it was a Dreamcast controller. Have you seen those motherfuckers?
Yeah.
At least it wasn't an N64 control.
Nah,
those things are
controls
so
actually really
weird.
good.
But I played that game the most because it was the hardest to me. And I always would like, I got probably to the chainsaw boss almost every time, and then I would give up because I got too scared. Because, no, that motherfucker chases you!
Ooh, I think I know who you're talking about. Yes.
Yeah.
That's like around the first level though. That's...
No, that's like the 6th.
Oh no, the first one has the gargoyle at the end. Never mind.
No, I think that's the second because that one's at the dock. The first one has the guy that has the weak point as like a whole separate guy. It's like a gargoyle.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how I remembered that. That was fucking like 10 years ago. But after Dreamcast, I played on the PS3. I played Skylanders a lot when I was 10.
Skylanders.
I own way too many Skylanders. If you're looking to buy Skylanders,
Well, I'll take Spyro.
Hit me
That's
up.
the only one I'll take
Shameless
off your
promotion.
hands.
shameless promotion for my eBay.
Follow me on Mercury.
But after that, I got a PS4, and then
So on.
so on and so forth.
So, Salty, how did you feel, little Mexican boy trying to get into?
Dude, it was lit because as much as I can
Dude, I
remember,
can totally tell already.
it was
How I got into it was with 2 consoles. It was the PlayStation 1 and the N64.
Broke.
So I was... Oh, I'm sorry.
Shit, can I cut you, bro?
Yeah, go ahead.
I completely forgot about the handheld generation. So, after my Dreamcast, I had a Game Boy, and my dad left me with like 2 games, and it was Kirby's Superstar and Pokemon Emerald, and those were my 2 most played games because you know it is Game Boy. And I used to do the same shit where I would fucking I used to
Hide underneath the blankets.
Yeah, and I used to go out at night and I used to steal it off the kitchen counter and I would play it until morning and then my mom would get all pissed off. I remember one time I was watching Powerpuff Girls and fucking bro, I was 9, chill. But I was playing on my Game Boy and my mom caught me and she's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And she got super pissed off. It was like midnight. I had a DS too, and I had a bunch of like weird games that were all licensed games, and then Pokemon Mystery Dungeon.
Oh,
let's
hell
go,
yeah.
bro. Which one? Which one?
I had Blue,
Let's go!
I played Red. I had a Game Boy.
Damn.
The
but
first 5 years of gaming for me was purely handheld.
but
The first 5 years of gaming for me in beta was basically just what everyone else played 5 years before us.
I got caught with my DS one time, and then my sister tattled on me, and my mom came in my room, took my DS, and threw it in the trash.
What?
Yeah.
And then you picked it up and you said, "Bitch."
No.
That raggedy bitch.
No, I couldn't, and then it was fucking gone, and I'm still pissed about that. Like, I know it's petty because it happened 10 years ago.
We'll get
but,
you
like, shit. It's okay, I took her DS. It's mine now. You guys think I'm kidding? I got one with the fucking Hello Kitty design.
That special
I
edition,
still have
bro.
my
Hand it over.
original DS Lite with me, but I got that like 2010 I think ish.
Damn, bro.
Damn.
Like,
Yeah.
I used to
I had
have
the same one, except mine was red.
That should like carry me for a while.
Don't lose that.
Did you want to continue with your story, Salty?
Oh yeah.
4 years
Sorry.
old.
So for me it was.
Yeah, don't ever complain about getting cut off again.
For me
Hey,
it was
I
like
asked.
variable since where I lived there was a lot of like arcades.
Oh.
So I kind of experienced everything but Xbox, since that was like the one that I affiliated with the mature games, and I was
Yeah.
told not to touch those kind of games, even though I had Metal Gear Solid. So it's like
Was
there's a weird part.
Was your mom one of those like strict parents that's like
No,
the,
she
the gun
wasn't.
games will make you want to shoot people?
No, she was more like the kind that'd be like, as long as you understand that it's
Yeah.
a
The
game,
difference
you should be
between
fine. Yeah,
that.
the
Like,
difference
the
between
only
that.
game I was ever like afraid to play in front of my parents was GTA 4, just because like compared to
See, with
literally
GTA, I had a way
everything else.
around that. I
He-
would just
he was
drive
afraid of the
around.
hookers.
I would drive around and just pretend it was a racing game because they didn't know English because my mom didn't know English. So I would just pretend I'm doing a race race, I'm racing that car, and I would just say to the camera like, you see that car? It's losing against me. It's a fucking pedestrian or something.
My mom has a very limited English vernacular, and the only words she knows are the swear words.
Yeah, I was gonna say my mom knew the swear words, so she'd be like, damn, that's a really bad like racing.
Damn,
It's like,
that racing game kind
it's like, well, if it was hit someone, I would be understandable if they would swear at you. She's like, I guess. Well, I started off with PlayStation and N64. To be more specific, I started off with Mega Man games.
Let's go. Battle Network.
No, I started off with
Fuck
Legends and the NES ones, because for the N64 I had Legends, and for the PlayStation I had like those 200 games in one kind of type, like the weird ROM.
Oh, like the ones you buy like the flea market that just has
Yeah,
a bunch
like
of
those
Oh,
ones.
that just brought back a suppressed memory.
Because my
Oh,
PlayStation was like a hacked
man.
one, so it was able to like run like burned discs.
I'm cringing.
And the flea, and like the not flea market, but like the swap
Pulga?
meet. The swap meet
The
over
flea?
there. It was like a shit ton of just PS1 games, PS2 games.
Oh, the bootleg games.
Yeah, like the bootleg games. And I would always buy them, and like I would go so often that it's like the girls that worked there knew me, so they'd be like, "Hey, it's like if you buy one, I'll just give you another one."
This nerdy ass kid coming back for more video games.
Alright,
That just oh.
And it was nice. For handhelds, I had the PSP and the DS, so
Bro,
it's like
you actually own the PSP?
I owned my own
Bro,
PSP,
you were
yeah.
rich back then.
Yeah,
bro, what the
I would just
fuck?
What the
ask.
hell?
The good thing about that is that the guy that my mom was dating at the time knew how to hack like PSPs.
What?
So he would hack
Jailbreak.
like so he would just like add like a shit ton of like ISOs and like games into my PSP. So it's like
Oh my god.
that. I had family members that would bring me like DS games, so I was able to
What?
start Pokemon early on.
Your parents and family actually endorsed your gaming addiction?
Like my sisters brought me the Game Boy Advance SP when they would come to visit.
Bro, the amount of times I got beat for trying to play video games.
Jeez, bro.
I had good grades when I was growing up, so that's why.
I did too.
I was the star child.
I was the only boy. I was the star
I had
child.
the same situation.
I was in GT and I'd get the shit smacked out of me even if I had my
They'll be
homework
like,
done.
no, you should be studying.
I
And then
was
just
the star kid.
Now they'd be like, yeah, you should be studying. I'm like, I did my homework. Do
I was
more.
the only boy. I was the only boy. That's why.
wow.
I was the only boy. So
You're
they were like,
fucking
as long as
spoiled.
you're doing great. and
Nah,
it's
you were
like, they
fucking
don't care.
spoiled. That's what
Hell
you
yeah,
were.
I was.
What? That's not a good thing.
That's a great thing.
I mean, it is. A
I'm
good
still
thing.
supposed
For you,
to. I'm
maybe.
still supposed to this.
No wonder you're the biggest deadbeat in this room.
Oh. Anyway. Next up, we got Manu over here. Unless.
I got a side tangent. Speaking of like flea markets,
Oh.
I bought a Pokemon book
Oh.
there, and I remember at the time all I knew was Gen 3 and like the trading cards that I had at the time.
I know what you're thinking.
And when I was in 4th grade, motherfucker stole my book.
Bro, I should look to see if I have it. But one of my earliest books that I got from the book fair is this Pokemon Black and White How to Draw book. From like Oshawa and stuff like that.
Shit! I think I know what you were talking
Those
about.
shitty ass drawing books that are like the circle.
Yeah.
Like the two
Y'all
circles
remember
and
about
all
the
that.
Scholastic book fairs?
I also
Yeah.
had
Oh,
yes.
man.
I also had like the Pokédex Pokemon books.
Oh.
And all I would do is just like trace over the Pokemons. I would like cut it out, bring it with me, and I would just flex like I know how to draw that. I would fucking trace shit. They didn't know the difference.
Bruh.
In 3rd grade, no one knows the fucking
You a
difference.
bitch.
Yeah.
That's messed
I was the
up.
arty kid in 3rd grade.
But little was he not the arty
Little was I
kid.
not know.
But I brought that book up because at the time the book was mind blowing because I didn't know there was anything other than Pokemon Emerald.
You saw
And,
fucking
like-
Piplup, and you're like, holy shit.
Like I always saw like other Pokemon cards from other generations too, and I was like, how do I catch this one in the game? And then I'd ask my mom to look it up, and she'd tell me, and I'd be like, what?
Oh, I also had my own computer growing up
The
too.
bitch.
Yeah,
I had to
I
show,
was
like,
able
a
to do
family
Minecraft.
computer.
I bet you
early
played
on in my
Wizard
life.
101, huh?
No, I played Minecraft.
Oh man,
I
dude.
played Minecraft early on.
My man played he played Toontown.
Oh.
Oh, I did play that one actually.
You played Fusion Fall on Cartoon Network.
Yes, actually, that one you had to
Dude,
pay
that one
for.
was
That
fun.
one you had to pay for. That's the bad thing about that. So I wasn't able to play it as much as I wanted to.
Oh, dude, let
Oh,
me.
dude. So when I grew up, I had a shit ton of stuff, dude. My dad literally took us to like the auction. We'd always see like a PS1, PS2, GameCube, Nintendo 64, all that type of stuff. Well, my first console when I first started was a Nintendo 64.
No, I see
And
you.
there was this game by I don't know, PBS.
Was it called Crocky?
No, it
Croc?
was this, it was an Elmo
Frogger?
game, Sesame Street. It
Wait a minute.
was a Sesame Street game, and it was like only 3 levels.
Wait, was it one of those
What?
educational games?
Yeah.
Oh.
It was like the very first thing I grabbed, and I was 3 years old at the time. I started playing video games pretty well when I was 4, though.
You started early.
Yeah,
Holy
damn.
crap.
Bro, I
Yeah.
started like when I was 4 also.
Yeah,
I
I
was elementary school.
Like one of my earliest memories was that Christmas.
You know, now that I mention it, I think I was like 5.
crazy. So like I got like a crap ton of Nintendo 64 games, including Doom 64 and all that.
Ooh.
Mario 64, Star Fox 64, Mario Party 3. Oh, it's such a fun
The one
game.
that burnt people's hands?
Yep.
Is that the one with like the little
Yeah,
analog
the
stick?
one that has a mini game. You have to spin it
Yep.
around.
You spin around the little
I remember-
joystick.
Y'all went hard.
This is a
on
weird
the
thing, but I
64.
remember that because when I lived in California, this dentist that we would go to had an N64 in the waiting room, and there would
Yeah.
just be like random kids playing a game at Mario Party, and you'd just be like, all right, you gotta go in. All right, tag me out.
Yep.
Shit, and like you would just see like the fucking red ass mark.
Yeah.
But
Damn.
it's like so much memories because like I had a ton of family come over. We'd all be playing Mario Party, or we'd all be playing something.
You see, I always hated it when family came over because I was just like, they're gonna break my shit.
Oh,
Like,
no,
Dude,
like-
I would think that.
I don't wanna
They're gonna make me share with
it-
yeah, I don't
may-
want to pull it out. I don't want to share.
It may sound bad, but in reality, like I just didn't really care too much about my 64 because
Yeah.
my parents would always be getting a new one every single time they went to the
What?
auction.
What the
It's
fuck?
kind of crazy. That's why we didn't like care. The only time I'd care is when my dad first got me the Xbox original,
Mhm.
and then he got me the Xbox 360, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 1, PlayStation 3.
Damn, you had everything,
It-
huh?
Let's go, man.
Oh, now those things, like I was scared. Like when it was PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, I became a little bit more like aware of how expensive games have
Yeah.
gotten and everything.
Like, there's a part where you like realize like how
This ain't cheap.
you're like, shit, I'm an asshole for asking for this shit.
Yeah, like I said, my parents went out there. They went to the auction, but there's so much more games. Like handhelds played a big role in my life because mobile really sucked at the time.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
And it was all flip phones, and the first touchscreen was like the My Touch and the iPod.
Oh, you got the iPod Touch, the iTouch.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that shit. I would play like Angry Birds and like
Yeah.
kick the buddy back when everything was free. on
Cut
that
the
game.
rope.
All that I'll be
Oh,
playing all that,
shit.
man. And like the PlayStation or the portable, PlayStation Portable came
Yeah.
out. I immediately copped that just to
Ooh.
play.
Just to play the 5 games that came out on.
There's also like God of War that came out too.
Yup, the two God of War.
I actually
games.
remember my oldest brother, who's like 13 years older than me. He actually had a PSP, and the only game he had on it was like the Simpsons game, which was like just this like weird ass platformer that I remember playing on road trips like a few times because I never got to play it myself.
The Simpsons.
Another thing is
Yeah.
like they would have movies for the PlayStation Portable.
Oh,
Movies
the
for like the
discs.
3DS and the Game Boys, and
Oh, I do remember that
Because-
I
actually.
remember that.
It's
It had like that weird extension.
yup.
like I said, the auction had random ass stuff, and like they would be like auctioning out a box filled with games that are random. And sometimes we'd get those games, and there was interesting games in there, like adult games,
Oh,
rated
My
A,
man,
rated A games.
Manny's dad said,
where the
"Hold
fuck do you
up."
even find those games? I always
The
heard about
auction.
rated A, and I'm just like, I remember when I first found out the rating system, and I saw A, and I was just like,
What's rated?
Like,
Yeah,
is there even an A game?
Because we would go to like
A
a
for
Blockbusters or like a movie.
A
fucking
for all the
place.
players.
And there would be like A rating. Like I remember in the game section there would be like this giant ass sign that was like
I thought
like
it was. I
E
thought
to A.
Yeah, I thought it was like a legendary rating. That's just like, no,
Yeah,
they don't
I was like,
exist.
oh, that must be a
Like,
really
they're not-
good game.
Like they're not real. They
You
don't
tell your
exist.
mom, hey, I want to get that one.
I would get
So,
smacked in
A-rated.
my ass.
Yeah, I
Oh,
always
yeah.
had a fucking problem with the E ESRB because I started playing like all of the CODs when I was like 10,
Mhm.
and
Oh.
every fucking time I went in, I'd have to, mommy, I want this one. She'd be like, but this one has an M rating. I don't fucking care.
She's mad.
Oh yeah, dude. It was for me. It was hard to get new games such as like Black Ops when it first came out.
Yeah.
Ooh, hard because my parents were like, "Oh man, this is really really expensive." It's like,
Yeah.
well, you should get it for me.
I chose Big Planet over fucking Black Ops
Oh
so
my
many
god, I
times.
love Little Big Planet. That's how I met my
You
best
know,
friend.
surprisingly, I never played that
Me?
game. I've only played it like
What?
once.
I thought I was your best friend.
There's so many games that I played that I just don't remember because they were like those like less than $20 games
Yeah.
that you would buy like on discount. Like I remember I had like this shitty ass like monster truck game that was like use the steering wheel from the fucking Wii.
I remember that.
yeah.
Do you remember this one game called The Blob when you had to?
Yes!
Oh my
Is it the
god!
Wii one? Was
Yes!
it the Wii one?
Shoot
Yo,
the Wii.
That shit's on 3DS, bro. Oh no, I think it's on the Switch actually.
I remembered all the ad commercials for that
Yeah.
Dude, I remember I would put my fucking Christmas Christmas list. I want the Blob game, but I didn't have a Wii, so I would
Yeah.
always fucking ask.
I made my parents buy a Wii for that initial.
And on the PC portion,
Shit, I wanna
we
get
had a pretty decent desktop at the time,
Mhm.
and this was at the time when when YouTube was less
Strict.
strict, and they had like random stuff on there, even up to adult stuff again.
Oh,
But
some of the like.
I would play like Pocket Legends on there,
Oh.
Wizard 101. What's that one math game where you like?
Cool math games.
No. It's like you have to solve a puzzle, and then if you solve it, you pass.
Oh, the one you're
over.
like in like a dungeon.
Yeah,
And like you're like.
I think it's
crawling?
called Time Attack, isn't it?
it's Time Attack. Yes.
Oh, I remember that shit.
There's what other game did I play too? There was really weird PC games back then.
Did you never play the Flash games? Like
A lot of
like
them.
Line Bike Rider, where you had to draw the course and you would just make the little stick guy. eat
Super
shit?
Smash Brothers Flash.
Dude,
Yeah.
holy shit.
I remember that too. There's so much stuff out there that I used to play, and it got me into gaming. But when I first like started getting more competitive into games, it got to be like the PlayStation 3 and Xbox
Yeah.
360.
Did you guys ever have that phase where like I want to play real games, not children games?
Yes.
Like that
Yes.
weird like
Call of
edgy,
Duty.
that weird like edgy phase where like I remember that phase for me because I just started playing like Assassin's Creed and like Call of Duty and like Halo. And I was like, I only want to play these games. What the fuck is Nintendo? And
Yep, I had that phase too. It's kind of crazy. I put the Nintendo 64 in a box.
Yeah, I
and
remember-
stored it.
Yeah,
for a
I
while.
put the GameCube into a cabinet and then
I
like,
never
Oh
played.
my
it
god.
again.
I stopped playing it.
I just had a repressed memory from when I was like 3 or 4 or 5 or something. I don't know how fucking old I was, but did you guys ever have one of those VTech consoles?
What is
What's
that?
Wait,
Oh
like
my
the
God.
super, like the educational ones? Like the
Yeah.
ones that are like the big
Oh my
tablet.
Oh
God.
my god.
I had one of those.
The leapfrog kind of shit?
Oh,
I-
these ones?
No. It looked like I don't remember because I was hella young, but it was like a console, and it had like cards that you could put in, and it would like play these license
that one?
games. Yeah, that's
Yo!
it. Oh my god.
You see that?
It's like a fucking bootleg N64.
Oh, yeah, I remember that shit.
I had all kinds of games. I remember I had like an X-Men one. I had like a Spider-Man one, or maybe that was the same game. I don't remember what the fuck.
It was a leapfrog one.
Name and address withheld.
Was right.
Oh my
That was a
god. Your whole-
trippy ass
Your brain
time.
just fucking melted there.
I guess my transition to like real video games, quote unquote,
Edgy video game.
edgy video games, it happened because I got bored on like the Xbox 360 and I was like, we don't have any more games to play. And you know how back then the consoles used to come with like preloaded videos of like
Oh,
what's
like-
hot. They had like the Halo
Or
3
like
E3
if you
trailer.
went
They
like,
had like
if you went to, like the extras of a game, you would find trailers for other games coming out.
Mhm.
I still remember that shit because some of the SpongeBob games I grew up have like this Fairly Odd Parents game
Yep.
called Breaking the Rules or some shit like that, and then or Shadow Showdown, and then the SpongeBob movie game has like a trailer for the SpongeBob movie.
Yep. Oh god, you guys just reminded me of this game called Nickelodeon Battle for Bikini. Oh no, Nickelodeon Battle for Volcano Island.
The Nicktoons Unite one.
Yep.
Yo! That shit was good.
That was one of my games I played growing up, dude. Like,
Wasn't
Dude,
that
I think the one I didn't like the most was the third one because they removed so many characters.
yeah.
wasn't it the game with like SpongeBob, Danny Phantom,
Yep.
Jimmy
Jimmy
Turner,
Neutron.
and
Jimmy
Jimmy
Neutron,
Neutron?
yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, I think I had that game too.
I played
It
that
ended up
game
having like
a lot.
Invader Sim at some point, and then Talk or something.
Oh, I
It was like the weird
I
like.
read-
oh, like Tack with the power of Juju.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How the fuck did you remember that?
I remember because like in our cereal, it was like a promotional thing. Like they used to put in toys. Remember?
Yeah.
And I remember I had him. He had like that feather that changed
Yo.
color depending on like the temperature of the water. Oh, the
Holy shit!
I remember I used to
dude,
rent
that was
those
a
games.
shitty ass
Yep.
CGI show.
Dude, I played those games when I was growing up, and you know, I'd go down to like this person that like I hung out with, my parents hung out with. I played with their son on Battle for Bikini Bottom, not Battle for Bikini
Battle for
Bottom,
Volcano Island.
Battle of Volcano Island, and it had like the craziest story ever. Like if somebody was like high and just decided to make it up.
Bro, did you guys ever play the Jimmy Neutron video game? It was like Attack of the Twonkies.
Yup.
No.
I didn't play that one, but I played another one on the Game
Bro,
Boy.
I just
the
remember
fucking
who made those games. It was THQ.
Yeah.
They're not a company anymore. But
no, the
they were
THQ Nordic now. They made the SpongeBob remake.
Oh shit.
But what's it called? Attack of the Twonkies sticks with me so much because it, like you think about shitty CGI from like mid 2000s video games, but you also got to realize if you look back at it, Jimmy Neutron is also pretty shitty CGI. So when you saw the video games, it was like a easier transition than like Fairly Odd Parents to the video game. It actually looked like the world you were supposed to be in.
See, growing up, I didn't have I didn't have a childhood. I didn't play those fun games. One of the trailers that was preloaded onto the 360 was Fable 2, and it wasn't even like a gameplay trailer. It was just like this bitch in a robe, and she was holding like one of those cootie catchers, and she was just opening and closing, and she's like, "What will your fate be?" And then it just fades to like the Fable 2 title screen, and I was like, "Damn, I want to check that out." And that was like my first M-rated game that I got. Like I remember the
M-rated game.
Fable 2.
Yeah,
Yeah, because I remember the GameStop employee was like, "Do you have your dad here to buy it?" And my dad doesn't know how to speak English, so he was like, "Oh,
Yes.
just come here." And he's like, "Is this okay?" And he's like, "Yep."
Yes,
just shaking his head.
Yep, that's
the
a game, alright.
That's the game.
That's a game,
That's
alright.
a game, all right. And that, along with Halo 3, were my first like breach into mature games.
I've like gone like recently so much opposite from the direction of mature games in a sense. Like I got so into Splatoon this year. That's like Splatoon, fucking the
Sure, me
Nintendo
too,
games.
Yeah,
It's just hard for me to get into like a serious game in a sense.
I've been playing a shitload of like old like Nintendo games too this year. Like
Yeah.
I've been playing my Call of Duty. Like I started playing Black Ops 4 and I finished it this year. I played Doom Eternal, but then like other than that, I haven't played like anything other than like Pokemon and fucking like old Nintendo games and shit.
Did you guys ever play Rock Band / Guitar Hero?
Yes.
Yes!
I'm a fucking king!
I didn't have the actual guitar, so I have to play with a controller.
What the fuck?
Bro, no, like growing up, me and Beta, we had a cousin who we would always go to their house to, and we'd always to take the equipment because like it'd be such a ghetto setup. Like, oh, we own the drums, we own a guitar, we own the microphone, and so we'd like come together. It's like as like a family meeting, and I remember there's like these cringy ass like Thanksgiving pictures of like all the cousins together on the same couch, like doing poses with the
Like
toys.
the Rock Band equipment, like if they were real or something.
I remember I had like the drumsticks and I put them in the X over my head, and then but that's just something that we would do when we'd get together. We'd play that and we'd play the Beatles Rock Band, just like
Lame.
all day fucking on those like those like those get together holidays, which is basically us in the living room dominating with the game basically.
I shit you not. Right now, as we speak, I have a Guitar Hero controller sitting on my bed. I'm not even kidding because I was playing it before I came here. I have a problem, and it's that I am still coming off of like playing cello for like 8 years,
Oh,
Me too.
and so
I feel you,
every
brother.
you
now
need
and
to
then
scratch the itch to get like your
I gotta
fingers
scratch that itch. And so I fucking boot up like fucking Rock Band 3 or like because that's my favorite or Warriors of Rock.
Mm-hmm.
Those were like the best. Or like even Lego Rock Band. That one went hard.
I don't even know they made a Lego Rock Band.
But I
Lego
fucking,
Rock Band.
Or what do you say?
I love Guitar Hero. Like and I own like most of the medium and hard high scores on the Guitar Hero machine at the GSR.
Oh, really?
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Damn.
Jesus.
I spent a lot of time there.
What the hell? Lego Rock Band. You guys
What?
remember when they made Lego everything, like the
Oh.
Lego
Lego
Star Wars
Batman?
trilogy?
That bad phase.
The
There
first
are
Lego
50
Batman game is the best one.
There are 50 something. Do you remember how many Gold said? It was like 52 or 53 Lego games.
Holy
No, I
shit.
actually don't know how much Lego games there is.
The Star Wars trilogy ones went hard. I
Yeah,
remember
those
those.
Those ones were really
Yeah.
good.
Those were like the ones I didn't play.
Yeah.
I played
What?
every
Aren't they
other
getting
one.
remade?
No.
I
Yeah,
hope so.
No, they're making a new one. It's not a
Oh.
remake.
Dude, the new one looks really
Yeah.
good.
Because it involves everything from I think it involves all 9 movies. The new one.
Yeah, it's like
Really?
it's the whole
Yeah.
line.
It's the
Oh,
whole
damn.
9 movies.
But going back to an earlier
trilogy.
point, going back to an earlier point when we were talking about the flea market, Beta, Pokemon Pearl.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Well, I mean, aside
Oh yeah, you
from
told me you still have it, don't you? No, you gave it to me, I think.
I gave it to someone, but I mean, aside from Pearl, like one of my earlier childhood memories was my dad would bring this one thing. I think it was called the joystick from like the swap meet. It was like
Yeah.
20
The plug and
bucks.
plays?
The plug and plays.
I had a SpongeBob one, dude.
Yeah, my cousin from Idaho, he had a SpongeBob one. It was like a SpongeBob controller and like the
His nose was the fucking joystick.
No, it was like a jellyfish that was like
Oh.
the joystick.
What?
And he also had a Pac-Man one. That shit was
I always
fun.
saw the one that's like SpongeBob's nose, the joystick.
Yeah, the nose one's the one that I had.
No, but I remember
my
getting the
grandma
plug-
fucking would always play that.
I remember getting the plug and plays, and that would just be the day right there. But it would only last you for that day, so you could get the most out of it.
And back when I was going, when I was starting to get into Pokemon, like just barely, The next game that was in the series was Gen
Diamond
4.
Pearl.
And you had gone platinum, I think.
Ernest gave it to me.
Yeah,
A
he
friend
gave it
of-
to you.
A friend of ours gave it to me.
And I was like, damn, I low-key feel left out. So then I think we were at the swap meet for whatever reason.
And
I saw a copy of Pearl that was like $15. I said, $15? Damn, that's not bad. I bought it, and it was a bootleg copy of Pearl.
And I remember the only reason he found out it was bootleg is because like I think we could still trade with each other between the Gen 4 games like Pearl and Platinum. But when he got to Black and he tried to send his stuff over,
It wouldn't let me.
It
It wouldn't let me
recognize it as
transfer me. It wouldn't let me connect to the internet. And then I definitely knew it was a fake game because I got an action replay somewhere down the line, and I tried using it on that game, but it was like game's not on file. I'm just like, ah.
do you guys remember like the era of action replays and shit like that?
Yup.
No,
Yep.
Do you remember DSI? and
Yup.
Flipnote
I got
Hatna?
so many
Yep.
fucking
Flipnote.
so many action replays, dude.
One thing that I want so bad is I want to find a Game Shark to like, cause I want to play Emerald with all the mystery gifts unlocked.
Like Latia.
Yeah, with like the Eon tickets and everything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to play those games with everything unlocked. Same with Platinum, but it's kind of like you need like to find like an action replay in the Game Shark. It's just so hard to find now.
They're just expensive.
And I used to think about it. I was like, how the hell do people know about this? Because didn't your brother have a shiny Kyogre
he had a Game Shark. That's how he was able to like hack in all those
Yeah.
shiny Pokemon.
that we still have to this day? Because I remember you used to have an action replay, right?
Yeah.
And I remember using it on Platinum just to unlock the mystery gifts in Platinum. So I could play, so I can get Darkrai, I can get Shaman, and I could get Arceus.
Mhm.
And I remember that was the only way I got them. And I'm just like, man, I don't want to start a new game on these because like I really want to replay those games. But it seems like if I replay it, I'm losing these mystery gifts in a sense. And that's kind of like something that like, especially right now without like easy access to an action replay or a Game Shark, it's like how am I supposed to recreate that experience in a sense?
Mm-hmm.
But also going back to the earlier point, Club Penguin though.
Oh, Club Penguin.
Did
Dude,
you
I
guys-
don't know why, but Club Penguin was so popular back then. Like,
It was.
if you weren't on Club Penguin during your free times and like,
I like how
I don't know what.
I like how there was like, especially at school, there was niches inside of Club Penguin itself. Like you'd have the kids who would just go around doing like the goofy mini games. You'd have the kids who would get super into card jutsu, and you'd have the kids that were that would get super hard on the dance game. I was a black belt too.
Me
I was
too.
always fucking great.
Wait,
in those stupid games.
which faction did you guys go? Did you go with fire?
No, we never played that long.
When we played, it was before those
It
factions.
was before those.
Damn.
Like I remember hearing card jutsu water get announced. Like I remember that shit.
Dude, me too. Holy shit!
But then I got like it broke my heart because I think back then it was like members only for water,
Yeah.
and I was just like, I can't play.
You could only join fire for free, and even so, you would only get the belt out of the outfit. You had to be a
Yeah.
member to get the whole outfit,
Oh.
which was bull.
I know, but it was just like I remember like I always wanted a Club Penguin membership, and I bought one for like a month, and I remember that was like the funnest month of my life. And it came with because remember I bought like the real life card jutsu packs
Mhm.
that came
They
with the
had an
code.
actual game?
Yeah, they had like the real life ones that had like they had a code in it for membership. And I remember buying one of those, and it lasted me like a month.
Okay. Going off on a little side tangent. Do you guys remember all those like online games like Pop Tropica?
Oh my
Yep.
god, I played
Habbo
Tropica.
Hotel.
Yeah.
What's that other one like? Maple Story?
Yeah.
What's that?
I played
What's that
Maple
one that
Story.
you got super into?
Oh, the one
Song?
I got super into was this one called Gaia Online.
Neopets?
That too. Gaia Online was kind of like this
Wasn't it
weird
like an anime one?
Yeah, it was like an anime one, but they had like this free to play RPG that was honestly super sick. And
I think I remember that
oh
one a little
god,
bit.
I'm cringing just thinking about it because that's where I spent like all my free
Bro,
time.
that's literally like edgy, like Tumblr.
Hey,
like,
that was
Yeah,
like
like,
middle
me
school
think-
Tumblr me with like emo bangs.
you may think that's bad, but like, did you spend 100+ hours on the Skylanders website playing?
Not
with
even the
fucking-
game, just the website.
Yeah, because they had on the cards that they put in the packs with the Skylanders themselves, there were little codes. And you could put them into the website, and you could like use your Skylanders and play these little like mini games, and it would give you shit in a game. And I played that shit for way too long. It was bad.
They were like little lore
Hey.
tickets.
So one of my coworkers too, speaking of Skylanders, she had a Gen 2 special edition glow in the dark Spyro
Ooh.
that they did with the Lay's giveaway back like I think 7 years ago.
Back when
And-
chip companies used to be proactive.
And I said the worst possible thing that made me think, damn, we're really living in the worst timeline. I said, holy fucking shit, is that a Gen 2 special edition Spyro Skylander? And she said, what's a Skylander?
You were like, yo, are you wearing those Yeezy Red Octobers?
So what happened is she got it as a gift because she really liked Spyro. And I was like, what the fuck did I just say? Like, oh my god,
Oh,
it was really bad.
holy shit. Oh, dude, brain blast. I just fucking there was like this weird ass game because we did have an N64 when I was little, but I don't remember playing it that much because by that point like that
You guys
console was
remember
dead.
Croc?
No,
Yeah,
I
dude.
never played
You
Croc.
remember
I played this game that the only way I can explain, like, the main character looks like Rayman. He's got like the floating appendages, and there's like monster tomatoes. It's called Tonic Trouble. I don't think anyone, like, I hope someone listening.
Oh,
I hope someone listening to this
I've heard of that game.
knows about this game, but
Earthworm Jim?
it was like it was probably like a shitty 3D platform in all honesty. But I remember just going through that game, like, because it was like, again, like the no memory card kind of thing. Where it's just like, let's see how far we can make it into the game. I'm about to beat my personal best, like, distance. And then, like, that's the game I remember where that's the game that kind of like killed my hopes and dreams of leaving my console on overnight. Because the N64 always had like that bright ass light that showed your parents that it was on.
Yep.
So if we ever tried to like finesse it into like keeping it on overnight, it would not make it.
Bro, what is wrong with people?
I just remembered another repressed memory. Fucking, what the fuck is that?
That's a good fight for you.
The fuck?
Anyway, when I was in first grade, I lived with this family. I don't remember why or what was happening, but I think my mom was just going through her divorce, and I was living with their friends, and they had a 64 in like this whole ass game room, like the size of this room,
Yeah.
and
They don't have money.
they had a 64 in there, and I would fucking stay up like really late. Me and the other kid, we were about the same age, I think. But we would like sneak in there like really quietly. Like the room had a lock too, and so we would go and steal the keys, and we'd fucking go in there and play like Star Fox 64. And I remember Andros scared the shit out of me.
Oh, dude.
Dude, Andros, like, if you didn't get scared as like a fucking 5-year-old, or did you even have a childhood?
I mean, I
Oh
never-
my god, dude. Okay, no. When that, I got a story for you. I was a little kid playing that game, and when I made it to like the final boss, I'm like kind of scared because like you recently just fought like this brick ass dude, and now you're going into like this tunnel. You hear someone talking to you. You're just like, what the fuck? And then when I made it to the very end of the tunnel, Andros' face pops up, and I'm just like, what the. Like, I was so scared at the time that I just shut off my Nintendo 64. It's just like seeing the red screen on PlayStation 2.
I'm kind of both lucky and unlucky that I didn't play 64 growing up.
Actually,
I mean, I didn't play a Star Fox game growing up. The first Star Fox game I played was Assault on the
Oh,
Game
that's
Boy.
yeah.
such a good one, bro.
Yeah, I remember playing like local play with Beta and just doing like shitty like one-on-ones.
Aperoids.
I literally called bullshit every time because he always played Wolf, and each character has different stats. Wolf literally had all of them maxed out, and I had to play Falco. He had like
That ain't Falco.
that ain't Falco. It wasn't the choice move. Let's just say I always lost because he had an unfair
I had
advantage.
the player one priority.
That's what they call it now.
Well, I think the only like other game that I really think of as nostalgic is Black Ops 2, because that was like the full-on introduction to Call of Duty. Because
Yeah.
I feel like Black Ops 2 was like the peak for me. I feel like if I think of like nostalgia, that's like the end of like my nostalgia like time frame, because I think honestly that game burnt me out so fucking hard on games. Because Beta can test this. That year that Black Ops 2 was out, we would play nothing but Black Ops 2. Like
Nothing.
we would play multiplayer and we'd play zombies like super hard.
Transit.
Yeah.
Speaking of transit, after this podcast, funnily enough, me and my best friend are gonna go do the transit Easter egg. I'm not even kidding.
But yeah, I remember like, because that was like the first game that I ever got a season pass on, so I got to play all the zombies maps. And I remember just the hype of organically like just waiting for the next one to come out, and like how good the maps were back then. Honestly, except
Origins was the best one.
Origins, Blood of the Dead, Barry,
Blood
Blood of the Dead.
Oh, my bad.
You wanna
You mean
get
Mob of the
fucking
Dead?
Mob of the
smacked?
Mob of the Dead.
Mob of the Dead, the good one. And
Yes.
and then also at the same time, me and Beta ended up becoming prestige masters on multiplayer, just playing team deathmatch.
Bro, just imagine like two 12-year-olds literally getting like top of the leaderboard
Like,
like back to back on every match.
8 hours a day sessions basically.
Gee.
I
And it was-
miss those days,
And
bro.
it was basically like if we played team deathmatch, the matchmaking would go to shit, because me and like if one of us would put up like 30 to 40 and the other one would put up like 20 kills in a team deathmatch match. So it was like 80% of the kills on the team was us.
That's
Yeah, bro.
that's how I was with Black Ops 3, because that's when I like actually decided to get good at video games instead of sucking ass all the time. And because when I started playing Black Ops 3, my KD was like a 0.5, and I got to Prestige 4
Bro,
until I started getting better.
Did you ever get sweaty about your KD? Like I can't let it drop.
I never cared.
I got kind of sweaty with that because I was just like, I can't let it drop beneath 2.
I do now. Like Modern Warfare, I get all like pissed off if my KD
No, I'm
drops.
never gonna get into a game unless I got into Black Ops 2 that year. That was a different beast. Oh, but you were saying something, man?
So for Black Ops 2, I used to play with the twins.
Mhm.
You probably know them.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we were like always, dude. The TV was so small.
Oh,
It was like a really small TV, and we'd all be split screening, playing Transit.
like crisscross next to each other.
Yeah, it was a really like the house I lived in, or the trailer I guess I lived in, it was really small.
Mhm.
And like we were only there for like a year because we had to keep that area clear. But once we moved out, bro, we used to play like in this big ass TV. It
Mhm.
was so fun. We used to, every single day we'd just come over, play Black Ops 2, come over, play Black Ops more Black Ops 2,
Mhm.
Transit, Origins. It was all fun, bro.
What was your favorite map from that year of Black Ops 2 Zombies?
Black Ops 2 multiplayer or zombies? Zombies, right?
Yeah, Zombies.
Oh, that Rise.
Let's
What?
Actually, I liked Buried. Buried was my favorite one of the
I
two.
hated Buried.
Buried-
The
like-
Buried
Polarizers.
was fun for the first 10 minutes.
For the first 10
Very
minutes, what?
complicated.
That's
I mean,
why I liked it.
Bro, I love Buried because kind of like it becomes a tower defense game after a while.
Yeah.
Because of how many fucking contraptions you have.
literally just sitting next to Jug.
Did you ever? Yeah, Jug in that alleyway with the boombox and the turbine, just fucking farming them. That's what
Yeah.
we would end up doing near the end.
Me and my buddy preparing for the Transit Easter egg. Literally just sat in there for like an hour, farming points, and putting them in the bank.
We'd always because we didn't know how to train back then. We'd always do like a last stand kind of thing.
Oh
Where
yeah.
we like
Oh.
where we like pick an area and we're like we're gonna defend this until we die, and then like usually just once the first person went down, just spiraled out of control.
Oh yeah, every one person dies unless they had the ray gun.
Yeah. And no one ever pack a punch the starter guns to get the good guns.
I know.
Do you remember in Buried that like LMG that's just like at the in the spawn room?
So you
Oh,
just
the
have to
outside.
jump.
Yeah, that you just have to jump for it, but it was like 5,000 and like the starting room that you can't go back to.
You can go back.
How do you go back?
You
Pulverizer.
throw a grenade in the fountain in the maze, I think.
Oh, what the hell?
Yeah, and it takes you back to that area.
Hmm.
And you can use a pulverizer to like get the gun.
Yeah.
If there's one thing I definitely miss about like old school video games, is like the in party, or I guess the in person parties that we used to have, like
Like-
the Mario Party sessions, like with 4 of us like screaming at a TV until like 12 in the morning,
Oh yeah, losing our voice.
losing our
Fucking screaming
voice.
at each other. Stop looking at my screen!
We literally had an issue with that. Like
Oh.
Claro and his brothers,
During like Modern Warfare 2 local play.
we would literally be yelling at each other, "Stop looking at my
Stop
screen!"
screaming like bullshit.
The screen was literally like 20 by 20 inches. Like what?
And then it'd just be like, because it'd be like
screen cheating.
it'd be like kills where like I have a sniper scope and I'm just aiming at the corner of a building and I shoot at the perfect time.
Screen peeking.
Oh, there was one game I had on my Xbox. I finally remembered one. I played it a ton with my cousin. It was like Toy Soldiers.
Toy Story 3?
No, it was.
Story 3?
It was
Toy
like
Box
Call of,
mode?
It was like
Oh
Call
my
of Duty,
God.
but with like the little plastic toy soldiers.
Toy Story 3?
No. It was a super weird game because it was hella violent too.
Mm-hmm.
But it was toys.
You know which game you're reminding me of? Sounds like Toy Story 3.
Oh my god, shut the fuck up. But there was this one map with like a train in the middle, and there were 2 windows.
Like Toy Story 3. Let's go.
Sergeant's
And-
Heroes.
And me and what?
Sergeant's Hero?
Oh my god, that's it!
What?
Let me see.
Yeah, bro. I owned that game on my Nintendo 64.
Oh my
shit.
god, what the
But-
fuck? Are you sure it's not Toy Story 3?
This was before Nuketown was even a concept, and me and my cousin were playing Window Wars with like snipers and shit on that map. It was a really fun game for the time.
Time to talk about Toy Story 3.
Bro, Toy Story
Toy
3.
Box mode?
We can't be dodging the elephant in the room.
Bro, Toy Box 1 was the shit. Unironically. Like that game was so much fun as like
It
a
was, like, I
sandbox.
don't know if you guys have ever played it, but it's like this. It's semi-big. I mean, for the console generation, it's actually fairly big.
Yeah.
Like free roam, you get to play as the main characters of Toy Story.
You just rotate around.
you rotate, you help other things,
It's
you
kinda like
yeet things
you
into
like
the water.
it's like you build a community from the ground up and you like watch it grow and it's just so much fun to see.
Damn,
It's like by the end of it, like you get like a monster truck arena to just like jump around,
I
do shit in.
remember.
Do you remember
all
that?
of Oh my god, it's all coming back to me. You get like the flying ships. And all
Yes.
that. The flying ships, the flying
And you
cars.
insane.
And you get like the mini missions where like someone's having a problem with someone else, and you'd have to like solve it for them, and it would expand the maps a bit, and like eventually you learn how to like destroy things, and they would open up other sections altogether.
And then the slime. Do you remember the slime? The one that
Yes.
make them grow.
And then there's like
shrink?
different regions that are like themed to the toys. Like the Buzz Lightyear missions look like the fucking Star
The
Command
big
stuff.
tree for Zurge.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh,
dude.
gosh.
That just made me realize how many hours we actually spent.
I know. We
inside
spent
that
like
game.
a couple months on that game. Did you guys ever play Epic Mickey?
Oh
Yes,
I
I did.
dude, I loved all those
Holy
Epic
crap,
Mickey games.
dude.
I kind of miss them because they were so stylish, like especially for that era.
I never.
Yeah, it was
owned
really
it
edgy,
myself,
though.
so I wouldn't really be able to.
It was
play
it was
when I
edgy,
at
but it was
some
like it was like a
cousins.
tame edgy. You know what I mean? It was a
Yeah.
PG edgy.
PG
It was
edgy.
Kingdom Hearts, but without anime characters.
So better.
Do you guys remember GameFly? I didn't do this. Don't arrest me.
You just reminded me that growing up, we had a flashed Xbox 360, which basically means you could like flash discs of like basically make copies of them and put them into like CDs, and that Xbox 360 was able to read them. And I don't know how my brother got that. I think he knew someone who was able to do it for him. But like Modern Warfare 2 was a flash game. I had Prototype as a fake game. Like any game that was like coming out that time. Like one of the Assassin's Creed I had was like a CD basically. Assassin's Creed 2. And I remember that because I'm just like, damn, I want to play these old games. But I'm like, damn, I can't play these old games.
Back in 2000 and I think 10, I got a PC, and it was the most fucking ass backwards fucking computer I've ever seen, because it could only run disc games, and I had a bunch of like really fucking weird like licensed games, because my parents were cheapskates like that. Like as I'm thinking back, like half the games I played in my childhood were licensed fucking
Same.
games. I had like Operation and the Game of Life and like a bunch of other like weird board games. And I remember playing probably like way too much of the Game of Life.
Online? Or
No,
not
it was
online,
just,
but
it was
like.
just against like AI. I remember I got so good at it that I was winning every game, and then I got bored.
Jesus.
And then now I can't play Life with my family because I'm really fucking good at it.
I still remember Wii Sports got me into actual sports.
Yeah, so
Because it was just like the hypest thing ever.
Wii Sports
fucking
bowling goes
jousting,
hard.
the sword one from the second.
No,
Wii
fuck
Sports,
you.
that
Wii
was-
Sports original. Five games
fuck
only.
you. It-
Bro,
Wii
Resorts
Sports
went hard.
Resort was
They
the
had
fucking
table
same
tennis.
game. Shut the
Yeah.
fuck up. What
You
was
mean
more?
Pong?
No, they had table tennis.
Nah, fucking Wii Sports tennis where you basically just start masturbating so that your homie spams.
Wait,
Dude, I
what?
did the same thing with the sword game, where you fucking like
Where you just
put
like,
it, right
spam
up your
it, and you're just like going back and forth, and if someone came in at the wrong time, they'd be like,
You know what you just reminded me of? Have you guys ever heard of a game called Mad World?
Yes, I
bro,
love that
I would
game.
literally-
Okay,
with-
that's the chainsaw game, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
The one that's like black and white and it looks like a comic book.
Oh, I fucking loved
game's
that
super
game.
dope.
That game taught me how to swear.
That game taught me how to
I was
masturbate.
like, Mom, I'm killing
Emotion.
horse. And she said, what?
That just reminded me of a repressed memory. We used to have like a Cap'n Games right here that was here for like half a year.
before there was a movie gallery.
Yeah, it was like a movie gallery, but like my dumbass had like all those games that I had played up in my childhood, and I was like, I'm gonna sell them in. So I deadass traded like a stack of 20 games for like $20. Not even kidding. And Mad World was one of the ones that I got with in-store credit because he wouldn't have given me cash. It was in-store credit only. That fucking cheapskate. Anyway,
Do you remember the guy that would always announce the mini games? It was like he always died too. So like, you take a bitch and throw it in this big ass motherfucker. Hey babe, what are you doing? That game was too good, man.
oh man, I completely forgot about that game. Oh, man.
my god. I think the only other story I have is just it's kind of more of a wholesome story compared to what you guys have. But it's I still remember the very first video game that I bought with my own money, because it was Pokemon White, right? And it was back like we were starting to get more into the internet. I had a smartphone, like shitty ass like iPhone 4, probably that was a hand me down. You know?
The BlackBerry slide phones.
Oh, I had one of those too.
man.
I had a slide phone with the keyboard. But going back to the point, it was just like I remember hyping up Pokemon White, and I remember because I got platinum super late because it was just hard to get like a new game like with parents that didn't have that much money. So it's kind of like I'm gonna get Pokemon White, but I want to get it like for myself so that like I'm not stressing out my parents. And I remember at the time, my mom, she used to like walk around the neighborhood like 5 in the morning, right? She would rummage through like the trash to find cans. Because we knew a guy who would buy cans like in like bulk
Holy shit,
for
my
like
mom used to.
$5 to $10. Yeah, and I remember like the summer before White came out, I told my mom, I was like, hey, can I go with you and then so I can buy this game like in November? And she was like, really? It's like, are you gonna remember about
For
this
a game?
It's like, you're gonna remember about this game? I was like, yeah, I'm gonna remember about this game. Like, because I've been hyping it up, like, following all the news for White. And so, like, that whole summer, like, it was the stupidest thing ever. I didn't really have a phone that I knew how to use the alarm on. So I would set the DS Lite's, like, alarm. That's like this shitty little beep, beep, beep. Like,
I used to use that too.
at like
Oh my
5
God.
in the morning, and like I would like have like my outfit ready next to me so I can just leave and walk. And I just remember like I spent like that whole summer basically with my mom, like 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. like walking around trash, just picking up cans, like carrying like these big ass bags with me basically that were like half my body size. And like just like collecting, like stirring up the cans and like slowly gaining enough money to like I just basically just had to raise like $45, but it felt like the hardest earned $45 in my life. And I was just like, and then I remember when it actually came down to like November, I told my mom like, hey, where the fuck's my money? She's like, what? She's like, you do not remember what I walked with you all summer for. And I remember I pre-ordered that game just so I wouldn't miss it, and it's still probably to my, aside from just the content in the game, just like the story behind how I got to it was just it makes Pokemon White probably like one of my favorite games of all time, just because there's like it was like a changing point, it was a shifting point.
Yeah.
In a sense.
Damn, your story's better than mine.
So I actually have a similar thing. So like Pokemon Black was actually the first game that I ever bought too.
Nice.
So and I barely played that game. I don't think I finished it because my mom threw away my DS. But like that game was like revolutionary to me because it was like at the time I think like they were starting to like release trailers and shit for like Gen 6, and I was like really confused because
Gen 6,
or
Gen 5.
Gen 5. And I was like, wow, like, whoa, it's all 3D and it's all crazy and
It's 3D, yeah, pixels.
yeah, and I was like, this is a huge step up from, you know, Emerald, so I bought it, and then I was like, wow, this is okay. And then now I look back and I'm like,
Probably the greatest Pokemon game released.
probably it's really between 3 and 5 for me.
Mm-hmm.
But it's funny because after like I lost my DS, I didn't touch Pokemon aside from like buying Pokemon card packs for like 6 years up until this year when I got my Switch. That's not my Switch.
They don't know that.
But and I saw there was a new Pokemon game and it was Sword and Shield, and I went, all right, I'll see what the series has been up to. Man, that was a mistake.
Oh, so you acknowledge it now.
No, I love Sword and Shield. It got me back into Pokemon. But it was a mistake because I've spent probably $1,000 on Pokemon games this year. Between like
that's right.
Yeah, he's
Didn't
trying to recollect all of them.
yeah, and plus I bought a 3DS. too.
I technically have each region, but it's not like the original region. It's
Damn,
like
bro, I just downloaded the ROMs offline.
yeah,
So-
but you can't trade up.
You can.
Yeah, you can.
That's cheating.
Yeah, you not only
Um,
cheated the game, you cheated yourself.
I just have to get, like I have to get my hands on a copy of like the Fire Red Leaf Green,
Yeah, I have Leaf Green.
but I also have to get my hands on a copy of Soul Silver or Heart Gold.
Let's go.
I have Heart Gold.
I have Soul Silver.
And I mean like I gotta own them.
I just like how me and Beta
I have
growing
black
up
and white.
basically.
I have black and black too.
I have white and white too.
Bro, I have black and
me
black
and-
too.
I have black and black.
Me and Beta have like this unspoken rule that when a Pokemon game comes out,
Dude, I did that
we
with
get
my
the other
cousin
version.
too.
Like
I have X version.
I have Y version.
Let's go.
Let's go,
But
bro. Omega Ruby.
I bought
I have Omega Ruby too. Wait a minute.
I have
so like
Damn. Looks like you guys didn't do it right.
Nah, my-
It's 'cause
my-
we did it right.
We
Because
knew.
you were living with us during that time.
Yeah, and my brother got Alpha Sapphire, so I was just like, no, I'm going for Omega Ruby. Fuck.
so this year alone I bought Sword and Shield, both their DLCs.
Holy shit.
I bought Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. I bought X and Y. I bought Alpha. Oh,
Wait, so you
Alpha
have
Omega.
all of
Alpha
them? Not even
Ruby.
like just one copy
no, I
from
bought
the
Alpha
generation?
Sapphire. What?
You have like the multiple copies from the
So
generation?
you have both
I'm
versions?
trying to get my hands on both, but I
Damn.
stopped
What?
spending so much money because I realized like when we were all working together, like half of my paycheck every time was going just Pokemon games. But so I have Alpha Sapphire, I have Y, I don't have X.
You're not missing out on much.
I know. I bought Black and Black 2, which I think it doesn't matter if I buy White and White 2, especially because of how expensive
Black
DS
and
games
Blacker.
are. They're fucking ridiculous. And then I got Platinum. I don't think I'm gonna get Diamond and Pearl.
No, it's not worth it at that
Yeah.
point. Just like you should buy Emerald instead of the.
Well, I already own Emerald.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'm gonna buy Ruby or Sapphire as well.
Yeah,
'cause
no, if you have
I already
Emerald, then no.
Yeah, there's really no reason to.
And then
but
get, like,
then
Fire
like,
Red and Leaf Green.
I got Crystal on the 3DS
Let's
because
go.
it was like $10.
I have
Oh,
a physical
yeah,
copy of
the-
Crystal.
And I bought, I think, all 4 versions of the first game.
Damn.
So, because they were all like $10 too.
Yeah. What was the first game you bought with your own money, Salty?
The first one with my own money?
Yeah, like it was like your game.
I think Pokemon X.
Damn,
Because
Pokemon just carrying this.
Because, yeah.
It was because I was just super hype about the whole. It was the first.
3D?
It was the first 3D and the first national release one.
That's not what you said last week.
Watch last week's episode.
Because and I remember I ended up saving a whole lot more than what the game was worth because I was really debating if which one I wanted to get,
You're
and
right.
if I do regret it, I'll just buy the other one.
Oh my god, he showed up to GameStop with 120.
I didn't go to GameStop. I went to Walmart.
Oh.
So I ended up just like was standing there for such a long time. I was like, damn, which one do I fucking
He was staring at
want?
the case trying to figure out which one he wanted.
I was like, I want X because it's blue and I like blue, but I want Y because
Why?
yeah, I don't know why. That's why. It's because I was like, I don't know why I want Y. So then I asked my cousin, it's like, which one are you getting? He said, I don't know. I'll just get the one that you don't get. So I was like, fuck, that's not helping me at all. So he just said, I don't know. The deer looked kind of lame, and I said, I'll get the deer.
That's what I thought you said.
Bro,
you
I
got
love
one.
Xerneas.
No, I was thinking of which one I wanted to get.
How do you pronounce it? Xerneas or
Xerneas?
Xerneas?
It's Xerneas and
Yveltal.
I say X Xerneas.
And then there's Zygarde. Speaking of Zygarde.
Oh, do you say Y Volto?
Yeah.
Wait, it's Voltal.
Why
It's
Vettel?
Yveltal.
What the fuck? If it weren't for the laws of this land, you would have been
I don't want to
massacred by
take this
now.
from the Spanish homie over there.
Isn't it like French though? Or am I being retarded?
Yeah.
Because like
Yeah,
Kalos
it's from
is
France.
That
France.
is France.
But
Xerneas, Yveltal.
The first game I bought with my own money, holy shit, I don't even know. When I first got my debit card when I was 14.
14.
Shit, I got one when I was
18.
16.
Yeah, when I first got my job. Wait.
Yeah, 14.
Damn, bro. No, my mom and dad had like this savings account thing. Like every single week, $25 go into it,
Damn, lucky you.
and like once the time came to like get a debit card,
He
I got
wasted
it.
on anime too.
Oh, dude, I went ham. I got like the first game I bought was probably Halo Reach.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's what it was. And then Halo 4 came out too. But Halo Reach was like absolutely my favorite game. Like I looked at it and I was like, yo, this game looks pretty fun. At the time I didn't play like that much Halo games.
Mm-hmm.
The only Halo game I played was Halo Wars, and I didn't know too much about it.
Oh, you didn't know the shift?
Yeah, so I got Halo Reach, and everybody was like, "Yo, this is the beginning of it."
Well, the very first game that I bought was I got it from a swap meet, so it wasn't like I had to work up like that much money for it because it was like what $10. It was Sonic 06.
Oh.
Let's go.
I played that game so much growing up, and I
so
see.
bad. I'm so sorry.
I see why people shit on it, but it's still a fun game.
Wow.
Like the levels, the concept of it. It
You
just
praising it is the epitome of a nostalgia
no, shut up. The thing.
even that bad.
It wasn't. The story might have been something else. Like, why did Elise have to kiss Sonic? That just don't make
Yeah,
sense.
what the fuck?
Like, when did they ever
Yeah, but
show
you could just kiss
romantic
that man,
pictures?
right?
What? Canon furries?
I
You
mean,
telling me you wouldn't smash?
Settle it in Smash.
find out on the next episode of the. Oh, I mean, I guess one last closing point. This isn't necessarily pertaining to a game, but I didn't have a phone until like I was 17, and so
I remember that period. I would make fun of him.
I thought I was.
I thought I was
man.
hot shit pulling out my flip up keyboard.
His BlackBerry
Oh
slide.
no,
phone.
it was so bad. I got a phone so the first time I got a phone, I was in 3rd grade.
What?
I had a Samsung Galaxy
Oh, what?
Universe 2.
What? I didn't get a phone until I
It-
was like fucking.
It had full
15.
service and everything, and we were able to watch YouTube on it.
What?
And it was like one of those flip phones, not a flip phone, but like a slide phone, that
Yeah.
has a keyboard.
Yeah.
I grew up using Samsung, and then like once the MyTouch came out, like 3 years later, I got the MyTouch, one of the first touchscreen phones, and it was wild. Then we switched back to like the Sidekick phone, the one that goes. Like you would be like pulling it out and it does like a little flip thing and you're just
the
like,
one
hey,
that you
check
just,
this
like,
out. Yep. It's called the Sidekick 2, I believe, or the Sidekick 1. But I grew up having a phone so quickly because my parents were like always worried about me.
Must be nice.
The thing is, my parents didn't pay for it. My sister did.
Oh,
Oh.
damn.
I know.
Sludge.
So it was really clutch for them to like just not be paying for it. But it was wild just having a phone at that
having a
age.
phone at that age, I could only imagine.
I
what
still
it's
remember like Steve had a
like.
window.
The group chats that
The
I
people-
was never part of.
Yeah, hearing like I'll text you later. No, you won't. I don't have a phone.
Meet me at this spot at exactly 4:00. Remember to get online.
I never had that issue.
Name and address withheld.
I had that issue where they'd be like, get on Skype at exactly 6, and because he had to use the family computer.
Oh,
The struggles. But I guess going
Dude,
back
the
to my point.
background sounds on the Skype calls.
Going back to my point,
Jarvis?
since I didn't have a phone, I loaded my 3DS with an SD card, and I listened to music on my 3DS. I basically used it like as my iPod. So instead of like, I'd carry my 3DS everywhere up until like junior year of high school. I kid you not. I had it in my pocket just with like my headphones plugged right in. And I would just be jamming to like the same 50 songs for like, God, for as
Hey,
long
yo,
as I had it. 3 years, 4
Hey, yo,
years.
let me hear your shit. Here you go.
Like I remember during lunch one time.
Tori's like, where's your phone? Now I got the DS.
Oh my God.
Did you guys ever play those stupid apps on Zanga on Facebook?
Mhm.
Like
Oh, my
used
mom
to-
got me into those because she was like, "Oh, I need you to do this because I
Oh.
need like
The
stuff
gifts?
for my Farmville."
oh
Yeah,
no!
like, send me the
I
gifts.
used to be a hardcore Farmville player, dude.
I hated.
I
Farmville.
played
I
Farmville
remember that.
so much, and then they made it shitty, and I was like, "Fuck!"
Did
They
you-
like
did
made
you-
it Farmville 2, and I was like, "No, this one sucks."
Did you ever play the one that was like the zoo?
Mhm.
And like you had to like just collect a bunch of random
Electric
like, exotic-
Boogaloo?
Yep.
I remember
There-
me and my family would always get into one.
There was one Zynga game that I still think is actually decent, and that was a Slingo. That game was alright.
Have you guys ever played Boxhead?
Yep.
Boxhead.
I have not.
Really?
No.
I guess we'll save that one specifically for the Flash games topic if it ever
Yeah.
comes up. But I think we've been going on for quite a while. Any closing thoughts? Any last statements from any of y'all?
Alright, Manu.
You're hosting next week,
Yes, I am hosting. So,
Do you have an
Thought of a
idea?
topic?
or are we gonna learn on the day?
you know, I haven't thought about the type of topic that we're gonna have next, so it's gonna be quite a surprise when we get to it.
Is it gonna be something more laid back like this one, or are we gonna be throwing fists at each other like Claros?
It's gonna be more about like life growing up, you know.
Okay.
What,
This is
what
one
did
of
you
the.
What did you do? How was like relationships in school? What like brought you together? What pushed you to away?
This is a character development arc.
character development
This is a
arc.
therapy session.
This is how we like all grew up. How our own MC became.
I'm gonna throw a shoe at you. Shut the fuck up,
Do you won't?
bitch.
Oh, and on that note,
And on that note, before our second act of violence occurs on this
before I get
podcast,
evicted from this
Third.
apartment for domestic violence.
we'll catch you on next week.
Peace.